I just wanted to take you through a couple of drills for helping with your hinge, okay, and just to help initiate the pattern and understand, and just help you kind of understand what you need to be doing in order to build it in and be more comfortable with the movement, okay. So if you've noticed on the session 2, which you're probably going to do Wednesday this week, we've got a little drill at the start for you to do just to initiate that hinge pattern. So I just wanted to take you through the reasoning behind that, because obviously the video demo only shows you a demo. Now in the video I think it shows doing the hinge against a box, but obviously you do it against the wall in the garage. Okay, so what I would do is this is all about helping you understand how you've got to drive your hips back. Alright, so I would start at the wall, directly at the wall, okay, and then just shuffle forward, tick, so you're kind of half a foot away from the wall. Alright, now with your hinge setup in general, you want to be around hip width apart with your feet, and you need soft knees. Now the reason we say soft knees and not bent knees is because obviously, you know, soft knees is going to initiate a knee bend, but sometimes when you tell people to bend the knees, there's too much bend, and then when they're hinging it becomes a semi-squat, okay, and that's what we want to avoid. So the purpose of saying soft knees is so that you can keep your knees nice and relaxed. Yes, they do have a slight bending, as you can see, but it's just that softness. There's no stiffness or rigidity, they're just nice and soft, okay. And then it's all about your hips traveling backwards, okay. So all you're wanting to do is maybe imagine someone's got a band tied around your waist, okay, and they're just starting to pull you back. All right, they're pulling you, pulling you, pulling you. So you hinge back until you touch that wall. You can do that nice and easy. I want you to take another shuffle forward. Do the same movement again. Just concentrate on hips going back until you touch the wall, okay? That's probably my limit, to be honest, because of tight hammies. All right, and you want to keep your feet nice and flat on the floor the whole time. All right, so have a little play around with your range. All you're doing is pushing your hips back until you touch the wall. All right, and that will hopefully teach you that is predominantly the movement that you need to be doing. Even when you've got weights in your hands, it's still hips back, hips back, hips back. Yes, anything in your hand and your top half of your body is going to travel over and naturally travel downwards, but you're not reaching towards the ground. You just hips back, hips back, hips back. All right, so this little hinge drill, whether it's 10 reps, 8 reps, something like that, is just going to help you cue in yourself the correct movement patterns, keeping your knees nice and soft, feet hip width apart, and just hips going back and getting that full hinge pattern. Also, you might feel tightness in your hamstrings, okay, so don't go beyond kind of the tightness. So we don't want to put yourself in any painful position. Chances are if you end up going too far, that's when you'll start to stoop and bend anyway. All right, so it's just getting that natural hinge pattern in, coming back up. A few reps will probably help loosen up the hammies as well. Okay, and as you can see, when my hips are going backwards, I'm not stooping over, my back's not curved over, you know, I'm relatively straight. Okay, let's just hips back. All right, that's part 1. Okay, next part is to show you how we want to start training this into your workout now. So you'll notice I put in to use an empty bar to start with, and the reason I put this in instead of playing around with dumbbells is, yes, a bar's got some slight loading to it, of course, but this is going to help you understand the other part of the hinge and help you kind of work in some good form with that. All right, so grab the empty barbell, semi side on. We're hip width apart with our feet. We've got that soft knees. Okay, we've got a good grip on the bar, slightly outside of, well, definitely shoulder width, outside of hip width with the bar. Okay, nice grip on the bar. Now, as you notice here, the bar's in contact with my thighs. Okay, and as I'm hinging backwards, the bar needs to stay in contact with my thighs. Okay, so as I go back, hinging, hips back, as you can see, as I travel down there, the bar hasn't come away from my thighs. Now, what's probably natural for people to do is do that reach forward. And as you can see there, my back's curving, I'm bending, I'm not in control, I'm putting pressure on my lower back. We need to keep the load as close to our body as possible. So using the bar is a really good way of training that in, because we keep it in contact, and then obviously as we travel past the knees, it comes off. All right, we're not grinding it down our shins, but the key part of the hinge, we've kept the bar close to us, travel past the knees, we'll probably hit that point of tightness anyway, and we come back up. All right, so you might have more or less flexibility than me, but you'll still travel down past the knees, feel that twinge in your hamstring or that tightness in your hamstring, and come back up. Okay, and it's another thing to do as well, before you go down, stay nice and straight, pin your shoulders back and drop them a little bit. Okay, keep those soft knees, hinge back, come back. What I don't want you to do either is, as you're hinging, I don't want you to be looking forward like this. You need to keep your neck nice and neutral, just in that neutral position. So as you're going down, you will be looking at the floor kind of in front of you. All right, so that's with the bar. So then when you transition to dumbbells, as you will, the principle is still the same in keeping that contact. Now what I do with the dumbbells is, when I'm doing an RDL, is I just keep contact with my hand, with my thumb really, rather than kind of pinning the weight against you. I've still got that contact with my hands or with my thumb, so as I'm travelling down, I'm still in close contact, and it just helps me initiate properly, push those hips back. I'm just almost sliding my thumb down my thighs, obviously travelling past your knees and coming back, rather than kind of stooping forward, okay? So it's just keeping that contact with your body, keeping the load close to you, and then concentrating on that movement, which is just hips back, okay? If we start to think too much about what's in our hands, that's when we might start reaching forward and overreaching. It's not about going towards the ground, it's purely about hinging backwards. All right, so you're just hinging. The weight is almost unimportant really, because all you're concentrating on is, right, when's this point in this RDL where hit that tightness and I need to come back up.